Hey everyone, Devoy from Tennis House. Today's topic is the tennis serve technique. Many players struggle with the serve, especially on recreational level, and for me, one of the hardest shots to master is the serve. So, for me, the difference between an average and a really good serve are three key stages. There are many more, but for me, it's the toss is very important, the trophy pose, and the contact point. And we're gonna have Tiafo, Rybakina, and Rude here in this video, and they will show obviously how to do that perfectly. So stick around, and by the end of the video, you should have the tools to work a little bit on it and improve your serve. Let's dive straight into the toss. So everyone tosses differently, and when you look at Rybakina right here, we're talking about the release point. If I draw a line, you see Rybakina release that ball around chin level. Most of the times, I'll show you the other ones, it's going to be around eye level. But I would say between eye and chin level, you're in good shape there. So you can see right here where she spread her fingers. So I'll show you now super quick the other three guys like Rude. Rude is releasing around eye level, as you can see right here. Perfect, picture book perfect. And Tiafo is releasing around chin to eye level as well. So that's the points where you should release that ball in order to have a consistent toss. But on pointing out on a recreational level, a lot of players release the ball right here. So that's too early. So if you do that, your ball most likely gonna go forward too far in front of you. And the other big mistake I see on recreational level, they release a little bit too late, which would be right here. And if you do that, you're gonna find your ball behind you right there. So if you do that, not good as well. So you catch the ball behind you. And a good trick is at the beginning, if I zoom in right here, you see how Rybakina holds the ball with the fingertips. So if you put the finger totally in the palm of the hand, you might have a little bit more of a clumsy toss, I call it. Just make sure you have the ball in your fingertips, and then you should have a good solid toss. Practice the toss a lot. And one more thing that's very important, then we move on to the next topic on the toss is right here. The arm is straight. So you see Rybakina's arm is straight. When the guys toss the ball up, right here, watch tossing arm totally straight, and Tiafo's tossing arm totally straight. So this is very important. If you bend your elbow or don't have a straight arm, your toss might fall behind you as well. So keep that in mind on the toss. So let's get to the next important segment, in my eyes, one of the most important segments on the serve, and that's the trophy pose. We call it trophy pose. You can see right here, Rybakina. When you're in a trophy pose, she tosses the ball so high that you don't see it right now. The ball is at the peak at the moment. I'll show you with the other two guys. So when you're at the peak, you're in this trophy pose right here. Many players mess one important thing up. The racket head, as you can see right here, the racket head is above and up right here. So many players hold that waiter or waitress pose in this moment. So the racket head is pointing to the sky. And what that does is you can't let that racket in the next phase fall behind your head. Right here, right here. It never gets into the leg phase like that. You need that in order to create power and explode up to the ball and control that ball. So the trophy pose is so important because now if the player dropped the racket too early and have the waiter position, there's no power more being able to create. Right here, all that part here is missing. All this part right here. So make sure you stay in a trophy pose when the ball is at the peak. So you can record yourself, compare yourself, and when you're in that trophy position, the ball is at the peak, because what's happening now is the ball is dropping down, and then the inside edge of the racket goes behind the head and down. Then when you have a really good leg moment, leg position, the tip of the racket is pointing downwards, and then the other edge right here comes up. And it's like a little circle, and all this way with edge going down here and going up, all that, you miss all that power if you don't do that. So don't go into the waiter and waitress position. Make sure your racket head is up and the tip is up in that trophy pose. Just so you see the other shots super quick. They do the same thing. Trophy pose right here. Ball is at the peak. And then when the ball starts falling down, he does the same thing. The racket goes behind him, edge in, edge out, and contact. And the same for Tiafo. He right here in the trophy pose. And then the edge goes in, the inside edge right here. Outside edge goes up and shoots up. So trophy position is crucial and very important. And then the last part of a very good serve is the contact point. And make sure, especially on the slice and on the flat serve, that the contact point is way in front of you. So when you look at Rybakina right here, I go one frame further. All right, so we can't get it perfectly in the frame, but you can see already, even before contact, if I draw a line here, right here, the contact is in front of her body. So maybe like, let's see if, right here, perfect. So let's take root serve, we go one frame back, here we go. So you can see this arrow, right, you see that line, so his contact is way in front of him. And if I make that down, you can see it's about right there. So it's like a kinetic chain that happens. So when the players start and load right here, all that energy is stored in the legs, and when the legs explode, it goes up into the hip, into the arm, elbow, forearm, wrist, and then into the racket. All right, so if one segment is off, you lose all that power in that kinetic chain. And the problem is a lot of recreational players, that when they contact the ball, it's not like here, they hit that ball here or like here. And what happens then, you put a lot of stress on your shoulder, a lot of balls go out because you catch that ball behind you a little bit, and the transfer is not guaranteed of the energy you stored in the legs, and then you went up into the wrist and the end and then to the racket. So make sure that you toss the ball in front of you, especially on that slice and on the first flat serve. And yeah, so this is like just those three things I believe going to help you a lot in that breakdown if you take that and try to do that on a daily basis and practice that a little bit. So now, since I gave you a few tools to create a good serve, go on the court, practice. Remember, the consistency comes with practice, so keep working on your trophy pose, the toss, and the contact point. And if you found that breakdown like helpful, make sure like and subscribe. And for more tips like that, and drop me a comment below who you like the most on the serve, which player, female or male. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.